Captain.
All right, Mr. Sulu. Let's see what she's got.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the dumbest modeling channel on all of YouTube, Pitstain Hobbies. We're back with the second prize. We've got a little update for everybody. All right, I've been working hard or hardly working, whichever way you put it. Hardly working on this, but then every now and then I have spurts of activity. And I got a second planetary sensor from Spaceways Parts. Mark, I'm sure you're going to be watching. This is constructive criticism, okay? The second one didn't fit perfectly either. It seemed to fit a tiny bit better than the first one, but it might have been just my subjective mind wanting it to fit better than the first one, leading to maybe, maybe Shapeways, had a print issue or something like that. I'm not sure. But either way, we've got the new one. We've got it glued down now, okay? Now, the big deal with where I found, and we'll zoom in a bit here, the big deal with where I found it had trouble fitting. These little ears that come out at the front here, in the back, a little bit there, it needed a little clearancing, but mostly it was, oh God, right here along the bottom of the window area where the greeblies are, and it's dead flat, and it needed to be curved in a little bit. Because the bottom of this is a dome shape. It is a spherical shape. So I massaged all four of these with a file to just very slightly give them a slight curvature. That being said, doing that without, see, I put some 2x5x7 rectangle LEDs in the holes and then glued them in with Solarez, with the UV resin stuff. And that braced them, because if you start filing on the bottom of these parts, you're going to snap the bottom of the window frames right off. So I went from 3mm LEDs to 2x5x7s and then a single lighthouse in the middle there. I did skinny up these 2x5x7s to make them more like 2x4s, I guess, ish, to get them fit. Those little window openings are a tiny bit smaller in the back. And then I put it down on there with some of this black CA glue. It's CA glue and light blocker in one. It works really well. I'm very happy with it. The white you see here is just me sanding away very gently with some little mini sanding sticks, some of the extra CA that I had that oozed out a bit. But yeah, so now she fits beautifully, and it's still the best damn looking planetary sensor you can get, in my opinion. There's another one on the market. You can get it at HDA, and it looks really good. The problem is it's so pancake flat, it's nearly impossible to get LEDs in it, plus the windows aren't opened on that one. They're solid, so you have to pin vise drill open your little windows, and too much surgery for me. I got one. I wasn't thrilled with it. It was okay, but it wasn't perfect. We do have all our LEDs in here, so let me light up the planetary sensor for everybody. Let's get our little wire leads on here. And come on. Oh, I hope the wife brings me home a chili dog from the Varsity. It's like an Atlanta landmark, the Varsity. They sell hot dogs. I mean, it's nothing glamorous. Let's get her up to at least 9 volts. And then on she goes. And we have all our light coming out. Looks very good. White balance is probably off my camera. It's a little bluer on camera than it is in real life. Yeah, for sure. I don't know. I don't know anything about photography. I just know buy camera, point camera at thing, hit button, make image, video. That's the extent of my photography knowledge. So that's done. And then the next bear of a project is getting the saucer stuck together and getting the wires routed through. If you notice, I have 2 big holes here. This one is for all the wiring. This one is to accommodate me being an idiot. Or not an idiot. Yeah, pretty much an idiot. I mean, come on. Well, it's me, guys, gals. Well, mostly guys. It's like 99.9% 35 to 65-year-old males that watch my channel, which I'm fine with. It's fine. I got paint on all these pegs, so I sanded them all down. I filed all the paint off, and then went a little bit further to make sure that I really got all that paint off, and I got a little bit of extra clearance as a bonus, because, you know, Clarence loves his clearance. Let me zoom back out a little bit here and bring the upper saucer back into frame. I know, it's rainbow spaghetti jungle. It will get neatened up. I keep saying that. For some reason, it doesn't happen. I don't know. So let me just make sure most of my wires are out of the way. We don't want to get a wire pinched into here when we do this test fit. So, you know, like these impulse engines, oh, hold on. Framing, Ian, framing. These impulse engines, I needed the clearance around them in these hull side, these the sensor band, you know, the sides of the saucer. I need the clearance out a little, that's fine. The part itself I didn't really modify very much at all. But unlike the planetary sensor, and the bridge fit perfect. The bridge was great. It's just that that pesky planetary sensor. Now, when we lay it down, it just falls into place because all those pegs are nice. They have a little bit of clearance, and this second hole here was because of all of the crazy, all of the hot glue, the hot snot I put on top of the bicolor LED for the impulse crystal, and then I put tulip over that, and I had a clearance issue where this wouldn't pinch shut. I also, I don't know if anyone noticed, but I sliced a little chunk out of my rec deck right here because that was also causing it to not want to lay down flat, like so. Let me go to a different view here. There we go. Now that we have this done, and when I put in all these side panels, I used a file to sand in all the little you know, U-shaped little U-shaped recesses that are in them, so they can tilt in a tiny bit more, because that's a big issue with this model. You want to tilt these in a little bit more, and doing that gave me a very good fit here without much overhang. Right here, like these areas, I need to just heat these up a little with the heat gun and push these in a bit so that they're a little more flush with the bottom half of the saucer. But all the way around, it's really good. And then right here to here, you know, it's like Tommy Boy. It doesn't so much hurt here or here, but kind of right here. Yeah. So you can see there's a little bit of white overhang there, and we want to do our best to heat that and push that in a little bit. So I'm gonna work on that next. I'm gonna work on heating that and pushing that in to get that fit as close as possible, because I don't want to have to do a lot of filler or sanding around this area, because I want to kind of maintain my sensor bands as much as I can. Some of them are already FUBAR, but I'll get the water slide decals from, I think JT Graphics makes them, and HDA Model Works sells them, or not HDA, maybe it's Cult TV Man sells them. I love both those guys, they're great shops. Support your local family-owned small business hobby companies, please, as much as possible. So that's that. I don't want to say this almost. I might curse myself. I'm actually happy with this now. Oh dear God. What hell hath I unleashed upon myself by saying those words? We'll see what happens. But I'm going to work on heating this up and pinching these in. And once that's done, I'm going to pull the wiring out and send it. I'm going to glue her down. She's going to be gluey. And we will have a sealed up saucer. So help us God. Either way, I think I've rambled on for almost 10 minutes now. But I'll be back And after this, we will see the saucer glued together and the wires coming out of this hole right here. Gucci, Gucci, goo, second prize, woo, woo, woo. I'm just getting weird now. Okay, I'll be right back. Alrighty, we're back. Oh boy, quite the adventure. I broke this thing out. I saw this on Phil's channel on Sprueverse. It's Master Tools. It's a stupid buzzing, beeping. Let's see what happened. Unlocked front door. Okay, my wife came in through the front door. I don't know. Master Tools scraper. It's in my Amazon. Follow my Amazon link. It's in there. It's actually from Trumpeter, it turns out. But I like this. We ended up with a little more of a lip than I expected because when I clamped this thing down with the glue, it sort of bowed out a little bit. Not completely unexpected. But if you can see here, we have a bit of a lip. Now the scraper is really nice. Let me see how I do this here on camera. Oh, we're gonna go like this. And you just gently, lightly drag this sucker back and forth. And you don't need to do a ton of pressure. And you're keeping it pretty flat against the plastic. It's very sharp. It is exceedingly sharp. But we want to take this down. Now again, we don't care about our sensor bands. I'm not worried about rescribing them. I'm not a total sociopath. I'm just a little crazy. But we do want to scrape that down, and then we're going to use a little glass nanofile here. And we're going to take it down a little more with the glass file. And whether you have overhang of the bottom sticking out or the top hanging over, these are your two friends, is the scraper and the glass nanofile. This is a gun primer eraser. I'll find one on Amazon and make sure it's in my my little shopping list there of my tools and stuff. But yeah, we're going around the whole saucer doing this. On top of that, we're hitting these spots here where the side panels meet. And I have another thing here, DR mode, whatever, DR mode. It's literally, my wife bought this for her nails. And just run it across the sides here, and it abrades away any height difference in the panels between the sensor bands. The sensor bands, like I said, we're not super concerned with those, but you want even and white between both of those side panels, and that will let you know that you've got, there's still a little bit of a lip there, see? A little bit. So we're just going to keep working that area. This is really the critical spot, is getting all these damn seams on the saucer to be smooth. Paint can cover some sins, but not all. And that's pretty good. We can go from the other side. And again, I said, I don't care if my sensor bands get annihilated. It does not matter to me. Still got to go over here. It's a little out here. And it's pretty damn even right here. I mean, I don't know what we'd get if we sand on this sucker. But yeah, that's pretty even. But right here, you can see, these are glass. Don't drop them on the hard floor. They will break. Ask me how I know. But this gun primer eraser is really nice. It's also really expensive, like 20-something bucks at least, maybe, I don't know, maybe more. But the reason I got the eraser is because it polishes plastic as you're sanding it. So we pushed in all these laser fire, laser cut acrylic or whatever they are, windows, and they are all, either the windows are proud of the surface of the side of the saucer, or the saucer has like kind of a flash where the injection mold pressed in the window holes. So I'm going over all the windows, and let me get a little paintbrush here. Get this big puffy guy, and if you can see, oh, the camera's barely showing it. It actually polishes. You can see a sheen on the plastic. Does the same thing to those laser fire acrylic windows. It like polishes up the windows a little bit as you're going over them. You just want everything as smooth as possible. Again, in my opinion, this is subjective. Don't worry about the scribing of the sensor bands. You can get water slide decals from JT Graphics, from Cult TV Man to fix that. And it's just, and then after the scraper on that seam from the bottom of the saucer to the side, we're gonna, glass nanofile the hell out of all that, and we're just getting everything smooth. And before we go to paint any more, primer on here, we'll tape off these windows. Obviously, I have little masks, I think, somewhere or whatever. I'll figure something out. But that is it. So, basically, the end of this episode is brought to you by the letter C. I don't have a funny one for that, actually. Damn. Came unprepared for class. I'm going to get detention now. Wife just got home from the neighbor's house. I think she brought me a vanilla cupcake. That sounds nice. Who doesn't want a nice cupcake, right? Well, unless you're diabetic or you've got a celiac or gluten or who knows whatever other allergies are out there. But I'm just going to keep cleaning up. Now I've gone around most of this thing already, and we've done quite a bit of massaging. But yeah, this tool, this scrapey thing, is really nice. It works really well at taking away a lot of material real quick, and then your super inexpensive glass nanofile and your very fancy, expensive nano eraser nano glass fucking. Did I? Oh, I dropped an F-bomb. Okay, oh, it's kind of a half an F-bomb. But yeah, that's what you want. Oh, wow, that's, I think, the first Pit Stain Hobbies episode that will air with a quasi-abbreviated, yeah, he fell off the trapeze. Oh, darn. He didn't say fudge, everybody. But yeah, we go over all the windows and the paintbrushy, and there we go. Kind of pretty not, it's just a lot of work. It's just manual labor. Also, we're working on the bottom here, and, the ship will be this way, primarily. And you're always going to kind of see it from above, so I might be just a little OCD on trying to get it as perfect as possible. But either way, that's where we are. So I'm going to say goodbye from this view for a change. Random, weird, okay? Well, thank you for joining me at Pit Stain Hobbies. Click the links below to the Amazon store. Got all sorts of tools and supplies and other things and accoutrements. I think that thing's in there if anyone wants a flux capacitor for like 30, 40 bucks. Thanks for coming. And we will finish the second prize one of these days. But until that day comes, please keep coming back for more. Like and subscribe, comment. Advice is always welcome in the comments. There's so many people that know so much more than me. And there's so many people watching these videos that don't know as much as you, okay, who are watching with tips and info. So if you put it in the comments, maybe somebody else even less skilled than me, if that's even possible in this world, will see that tip and it'll help them out building their models. So there we go. Yeah, there's my public service announcement. Thanks, everybody, and adios.